Greetings, being. I think this is the first Monday in May, so it's nice to be with you as always. And today I want to talk about the concept that we call listen to inspiration. It's been coming up a lot in my world lately, my world of dealing with you all and myself. And so I just want to talk a little bit about what this concept means from my perspective. Now again, the whole idea of spiritual workout is to change our perspective, and really specifically to take the perspective of our soul, to have an understanding, if you will, that there is perhaps more going on than what's going on that we see and perceive with our physical senses, that metaphysical aspect, that soul or spiritual aspect. So the concepts that we use in spiritual workout help us to maintain that perspective. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, spiritual being, human and being. What's that being part of me? We call it soul, we call it being, we call it all kinds of things. Soul, I think, is mostly what it comes down to, or spirit. So there are all different aspects and elements to this concept and this idea, as with all the other ones. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about what it means, at least from the spiritual workout perspective, and also to see if you have other ideas about what this concept is to you. So inspiration. Now, I'm no etymologist, but the words in spirit are kind of in there, and that's sort of enough for me. So to me, listening to inspiration is about the whole, again, the whole premise of spiritual workout to begin with, which is we have a soul. There's that part of us that's beyond just the physical. And what if we looked at life from that perspective? So inspiration is our sense of connection to that energy, that part of ourselves. Now, how we experience that connection is unique and different for all of us. But a lot of times we use words like gut or intuition, right? And feeling. So feelings are pretty much the way we get communicated with by our beings. It will communicate with us largely through feeling, but not only that way. So these are some of the words, gut, intuition, feeling, that we start to talk about. Now, when we talk about receiving guidance or love or communication from spirit, who or what are we talking about? Now, I don't profess to be an expert on this particular idea, and I'm sure lots of different people would have different takes on it. But again, I think it's important to review the take that we're taking here for in spiritual workout land, which is, so if I've got the being part that's already in this human body, that's animating this body, that's connecting me to something greater than myself, as we often say, then what are the aspects of that, or what are some of the words that we kind of maybe get bogged down with? We have spirit, we have spirit guide, we have angels and archangels and fairies and all kinds of non-physical beings or levels of consciousness that are out there that kind of go on maybe a spectrum from this to all that is, to creator, source energy, God, and all these different aspects. So when we say listen to inspiration at any given moment, it could be, I'm listening to God, I'm putting out some questions, I want a clear answer from God, and so that's what I call listening to inspiration. The next day it might be, yeah, I'm on good terms with God and everything's okay, but I'm particularly working with my spirit guide now. And so when I say I'm listening to inspiration today, I'm really listening to what my spirit guide or spirit guides have to say to me. That's another way to use the exact same phrase. Maybe it's a slight variation on that. Everything's good in my world and I'm working on a particular thing and I'm asking questions of my team over there, my non-physical team, and I'm specifically today, or right now, these days, waiting for a response from an archangel that I've chosen to work with on a particular issue. Maybe I have a particular connection to Mohammed or Jesus or Buddha, and I say, or other masters, and I'll say, I'm in communication and I'm in conversation and I'm listening to inspiration for what's coming through, and it could be in the form or through the vessel of beings like that. So for me, and then all the way down to, what is my intuition telling me? What are my guts telling me? What are my feelings telling me? How am I feeling? I'm going to listen to inspiration today just to get a sense of how it is I'm feeling. So of course these are some, not all, and again I'd love to know how you perceive and use this concept and define it, if you're interested in sharing that with me, and keeping the conversation going, as you know I love to do. So these are all just different ways to refer to the idea that we are more than our bodies, that there is this energy that lives within us, that animates us, and in which we live, that connects us all to one another. We are all connected, and that some people call God, and some people have all kinds of different names for. So, and all these different, in my mind, all of these different ways to talk about and think about inspiration, spirit guides, angels, like we've been talking about, are really aspects of all that is, that are maybe different at different places of consciousness on the on the spectrum. And you can see I'm getting a little lost in words here because it's just these are such big ideas. But essentially, again, it's what is my connection to that energy that animates me. When I'm listening to inspiration, I'm connected to it in a more dynamic, authentic, meaningful, helpful way. And when I'm not, I'm not. So I just wanted to spew some of that stuff out. Like I said, it's been coming up of late, and let me know what you think. In the meantime, always happy to be with you. See you next week.